Ederson almost on one leg, and McAllister scores wonderfully well. The goalkeeper guessed right, but he couldn't get there, and Alexis McAllister has brought Liverpool back into it.
It is Kickoff Sports Show. And well, the draw that happened yesterday, that was the Super Sunday clash between Manchester City and Liverpool, which ended in a 1-0 draw. Well, a lot of maybe Arsenal fans will be happy with that result. And well, with Arsenal going all the way to win 2-1 against Brentford. With that, we welcome you to Kickoff Sports Show. My name is OLADAPO, Kunubi, aka Young Striker 9. Arsenal now topping the English Premier League globe with 64 points, tied with Liverpool with 64 points, Manchester City third with 63 points. Aston Villa, after the defeat last night against Tottenham Hotspur, now have 55 points to place the fourth. Tottenham is fifth on the Premier League log. Those are the top 5 teams in the English Premier League on that log. And well, we'll also let you know what is going down this morning. I'm talking about the world of tennis, most especially about the BNP Paribas Open for Carlo Alcaraz. He's staying positive as he's getting the results coming his way. We look at what is also going down right there at the All-African Games, where Nigeria was able to smash gold records on Sunday. It was a rain of gold. And where is Nigeria on the medal log? We've got more to also give on the show this morning. Remember, we're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, Solutions 939 FM, Solutions 939 FM on YouTube, Facebook. Remember, you can also listen to us on different social media platforms and on different platforms. Go straight to Radio Garden, search for Solutions 939 FM, click play and listen on the go. Okay, to the Indian Wells Masters ATP 1000. We're still celebrating women. And let's start with the WTA category this morning, where Karolina Wozniacki, Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, same as Marta Kostyuk, all won their games to the wee hours of today. But remember, the game of Marta Kostyuk against Marketa Vondrousova, it was a walkover for Marta Kostyuk against Marketa Vondrousova. More games to go down today, where Caroline Dolhedy will be up against Yeon Yang. Sloane Stevens will be in action against Daria Kasatkina, as Arina Sabalenka will take on Emma Raducanu by 9 o'clock tonight. And Daniel Pari battling Anna Blinkova. Naomi Osaka will be in action against Elisa Mertens by 10:30 tonight. Now talking about the ATP this morning, the games already decided. Alexander Zverev, Ben Shelton all won their games today. Zverev defeated Talon Grace for 7-6, 6-3, as Ben Shelton defeated Francisco Cerundolo 7-6, 3-6, 7-6 is what a tough one for Ben Shelton against Francisco Cerundolo. But more games to also go down today, where Gail Monfils will take on Cameron Norrie, Lorenzo Musetti against Ogaroon, and Arthur Fuse against Casper Ruud by 8:30 tonight. Andrea Manarino will take on Giga Dimitrov, as Hugo Humbert will be up against Tommy Paul. Sebastian Baez will take on Taylor Fritz, and that's the last singles game for today. However, for Carlo Alcaraz, this man has been getting things right for himself after getting himself injured in a tournament, in the South American tournament. However, Carlo Alcaraz, remember, on Sunday defeated Felix Auger-Aliassime 6-2, 6-3, and he's saying he's happy to be back, staying positive. Maybe, well, he can defend his title this time around.
Yeah, I played such a great level, really good match, and yeah, I needed that kind of match. You know, that level for me was it's always help, you know, to keep growing my confidence, my level, and yeah, really happy to have one of the best matches of the season. Yeah, I'm feeling better and better. Yeah, you know, in the first round it was the first match after I you know, split my ankle, and you know, it was really careful with the movements, and let's see how it went, you know. But but yeah, it was feeling good at the first round, better and better, and this match, I felt nothing on the ankle. I moved perfectly without thinking about it. That it was really good for me. I sliced with no problems at all, so it was really good.
Carlo Alcaraz, defending champion in this tournament. Well, it is just to wait if he can defend this BNP Paribas. Now, let's go straight talk basketball this morning. Talking about the NBA games decided in the wee hours of today. It was LA Lakers beating Minnesota Timberwolves 120-109 points as Oklahoma City Thunders edged Memphis Grizzlies 124-93 points. Philadelphia 76ers, the lowest scoring game of the night, beating New York Knicks 79-73 points as Brooklyn Nets went on the road, defeated Cleveland Cavaliers 120-101 points. Okay, now talking about injured players. Rockets leading scorer Alperen Sengun will undergo an MRI on his right knee and ankle after he landed awkwardly late in Houston's 112-104 win over the Kings on Sunday. The star big man was injured while challenging a shot by the Kings. Domantas Sabonis was under a minute to play in the fourth quarter in Sacramento. And while moving away from that, let's go straight to Ghana this morning.
Rising, and when they do, they don't even like it. They just want to see you deep in crisis. Drive us off, you don't need a license. Holler her, she can even ride it. Go ahead, move your feet just like this. Then he showed me the latest. We walk over them haters. Now what you do, man, azonto, azonto, azonto. Now watch me do my azonto, azonto, azonto. Now watch me do my azonto, azonto, azonto. Now watch me do my azonto, azonto. We walk over them haters. Now what you do, man, azonto. So I'ma take you right through this. As on to dance, it's the movement. So when you jump on the floor, better use it. First step is a step. You can move to the right, to the left. You can even freestyle when you step. Put your hands in the air, then you rep. So go. Twist your fingers, you can wave and say hello, low. Make a fist, then you can hit them with that blow. No balance, that's how you do my zone. Let me see you go. QB taught me this. Nobody wanna see you rising, and when they do, they don't even like it. They just wanna see you deep in crisis. Drive us off, you don't need a license. Holler her, she can even ride it. Go ahead, move your feet just like this. Then he showed me the latest. We walk over them haters. Now what you do, man,
okay, check your time right now. It is 9:10. Let's talk about the latest standings on the All African Games medal log. Well, by the way, that was a Fuse ODG Tiffany Azonto, but now it is more of the latest. Egypt still topping the medal log with 66 medals, comprising 36 gold, 14 silver, and 16 bronze medals for Egypt, while Algeria is second with a total of 39 medals, comprising 8 gold, 15 silver, and 16 bronze, while South Africa is third. How South Africa got to this position? Well, shocked. Getting 8 gold, 7 silver, 13 bronze, making a total of 28 medals. However, Nigeria jumped to the fourth spot yesterday with different gold coming for Nigeria, most especially in the wrestling event. Remember the coach of the female wrestling team of Nigeria promising that Nigeria will be able to put up a fight and get 6 gold medals. And hey, yesterday it was like as prophesied. And well, more medals to come for Nigeria. 7 gold and 7 silver and 12 bronze medals. That is what Nigeria has been able to amass, making a total of 26 medals at the ongoing All-African Games in Ghana. Right behind Nigeria is Mauritius, who's got 6 medals, comprising 3 gold, 2 silver, and 1 bronze medal. And the question now is, how can Nigeria get to the second spot? Well, remember, South Africa, that is above Nigeria, Algeria above Nigeria, all have 8 medals. 8 gold medals each, and it is more of how many gold medals that can also push. Well, Egypt have got 36 gold medals, and who's gonna push down the Pharaohs? All right, now moving away from that, and let's go straight to the second half of the show where we talk football. Well, remember you can watch us live on Facebook. Solutions 939 FM. D.Rock. Thank you very much for joining us. The same as Jolasho Henry. Thank you very much for joining us live on Facebook. Saying up Shooting Stars. Well, also up Sporting Lagos.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy Radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
All right, welcome back. 9:12 is the time, and now 9:13. We've got 2 minutes to quickly run the Nigeria Premier Football League update on the show this morning. Well, talking about the Southwest Derby, I told you guys that it's just a battle between the main cheek and the ex-cheek. That it happens to be my 2 teams, one ex and one the real. And that was Sporting Lagos defeating Remo Stars 4-1 right there in Lagos over the weekend. But looking at the result of that game, that was a 5-goal thriller clash. But Sporting Lagos scoring 4, and that was the highest scoring side over the weekend. And the match day 24 of the Nigeria Premier Football League. But looking at all the results of games, Abia Warriors, Lobby Stars played a 1-0 draw. It was goalless between Kwara United and Enugu Rangers. Enyimba beating Doma United 1-0. Shooting Stars whitewashing Aqua United at the Lagos Salami Stadium 3-0. And Bayelsa United losing at home against Niger Tornadoes 0-1. Rivers United, Kano Pillars played a 1-0 draw. Sunshine Stars beating Plateau United 3-1. It was 1-0 draw between Katsina United and Heartland FC of Owerri. While Bendel Insurance defeated Gombe United 2-0 in the early game of the match day 24 of the Nigeria Premier Football League. And with the way the results came and how the teams really stand, looking at the top 4 teams, Lobby Stars is number 1 on the NPFL log with 43 points. Enyimba is second with 42 points. Plateau United third with 41 points. Tied with Enugu Rangers, who is 4th on the NPFL log with same 41 points. Remo Stars, well, following that loss, has dropped to the 5th spot on the NPFL log with 39 points. Shooting Stars 9th on the NPFL log, and Abia Warriors is 10th. Sporting Lagos, following that emphatic victory, is now 12th on the NPFL with 31 points, moving away from the relegation zone. Now, Sporting Lagos has scored 24 goals this season, conceding 24 goals as well, winning 8 out of 24, drawing 7 and losing 9. We'll go on the break, and when we come back, we'll talk more football stories. Still Kick-Off Sports Show, live on Solutions 939 FM.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
Every day when my children return from school, I don't recognize them. Hello, do I know you?
It's
Ask for me.
But these dirty, sweaty uniforms and socks were clean in the morning. Everything don't transform. I understand though. School is hectic. It takes energy to come home this transformed. So I make sure they have some nutritious Milo at breakfast.
Your kids need nourishing energy. Give them the new and improved Milo at breakfast. It has nutrients that support energy release to help them get the most out of their day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo.
Welcome back. Still Kicking Off Sports Show. My name is OLADAPO. Couldn't be in case you're just tuning in. Well, you're still in for a break time on the show. Now, let's talk more football stories on the show. And remember, games are going down today right there in Ghana for the All-Africa Games. Well, it is Senegal taking on Uganda by 6 o'clock tonight. This evening. And tonight, Nigeria's under-20 national team will be up against South Sudan. Remember, Nigeria lost the first game in their opener for the football event. I'm talking about the male team. And losing 2-1. However, Nigeria's female team, under 20 national team, will take on the Senegal women today by 9 o'clock at the All African Games football event. Now, still talking about Africa football. Remember, names were released by the Nigeria Football Federation over the weekend for the two games this match for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Marrakesh. 26-man squad list unveiled versus Ghana and Mali. For the goalkeepers, we have Stanley Nwabali, Francis Uzo, and Ojo Loreleke. Now, let's focus on the goalkeepers as reports had it over the weekend. Chippa United goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali is doubtful for Nigeria's upcoming friendlies against Ghana and Mali due to injury. Nwabali was taken off the pitch during Chippa United's 2-0 defeat to defending champions Mamelodi Sundowns on Saturday. According to reports, the severity of what is suspected to be a knee injury will only be ascertained in the coming days. Well, let us see what happens if one more goalkeeper will be invited into the national team, depending on the results of that injury capped by Stanley Nwabali, who was able to show himself at the Africa Cup of Nations, concluded in Ivory Coast a few weeks back. Now, well, talking about some players also invited into the national team, that is one man who also showed himself for Bayer Leverkusen, and he's none other than Nathan Teller, who scored one of the goals for Bayer Leverkusen, who are topping the German Bundesliga log. Now, Super Eagles winger Nathan Teller was on the score sheet as Bayer Leverkusen defeated Wolfsburg 2-0 in Sunday's Bundesliga to extend their lead to 10 points over Bayern Munich on the league table. Teller, who was making his 15th appearance, has netted 5 goals and backed 1 assist in this ongoing season. Now, let's jump straight and look at other results decided in the German Bundesliga over the weekend. Well, 5 red cards are recorded in the German Bundesliga over the weekend. 1 for Wolfsburg, 2 for Hoffenheim, 1 for Borussia Dortmund, and 1 for Union Berlin. But looking at results and some of the winning sides, Eintracht Frankfurt capitalized on the 2 red cards of Hoffenheim, beating Hoffenheim 3-1. Freiburg beating Bochum 2-1. As Borussia Dortmund, having a man sent off, still defeated Werder Bremen hosts 2-1 as Augsburg defeated Heidenheim 1-0. FC Köln, Borussia Mönchengladbach played out a 3-all draw in a 6-goal thriller, and Bayern Munich thrashed Mainz 8-1, where RB Leipzig beating Darmstadt 2-0, and 10-man Union Berlin losing 2-0 against Stuttgart. Now let's rush down to Spain, where it was La Liga leaders Real Madrid cruising to a 4-0 home win over relegation threatened Celta Vigo on Sunday. And looking at the Spanish La Liga, maybe a one-horse race right there in Spain. But a quick look at how the situation is right there in the Spanish La Liga, most especially for those who also lost money over the weekend. I don't want to mention names this morning, but remember, a game is going down tonight in Spain, where Almeria will take on Sevilla. We're looking at results of games decided over the weekend. In Spain, just 2 red cards recorded in just one game. That was Real Betis having a man sent off, Villarreal having a man sent off, but Betis lost 2-3 against visitors Villarreal. And Las Palmas lost at home 0-2 against Atletico Bilbao. Alaves defeated Rayo Vallecano 1-0. Girona edged Osasuna 2-0. Real Sociedad went on the road, defeated Granada 3-2. Cadiz defeated Atletico Madrid 2-0. And Valencia beating Getafe 1-0. Barcelona recording a 1-0 victory over Mallorca. And just like a drama right there in Italy, where Lecce coach Roberto De Avarzai appeared to headbutt Hellas Verona striker Thomas Henry following a heated clash between 2 teams just above the relegation zone in Serie A on Sunday. But we'll talk more about that in the evening on Extra Time. But let's go straight to England, where can we say the elephant is sitting pretty well, or the elephant were so far from the tree?
Back to Ben White, plays one in. Header comes in, there's the opening goal for Arsenal! And Declan Rice has scored his 6th goal of the season, and he plants the header in.
Yeah, what a great debut. Yeah, he's so clean in everything he does.
Oh, it's a mistake, and it's in! Whistler's charged it down from Ramsdale, and out of nothing, Brentford have equalised.
Oh my God, I didn't see that coming. That's a poor mistake. He took way too long, Ramsdale, to clear the ball. Whistler just goes and press everything, and he just believed he could nick it.
Odegaard, White, Havertz! That's the goal Arsenal were looking for, and it's Kai Havertz, 2-1 to Arsenal.
We were waiting for this goal, team. He's finally here. Brilliant play.
Lewis Potter trying to win it back, but Saka holding him off. And there it goes. The final whistle. My goodness me. We were put through it today, but Arsenal have found a way to win. It's finished here. Arsenal 2, Brentford 1.
So the results that went down last night, over the weekend, I beg your pardon, and that was Arsenal beating Brentford 2-1. Kai Havertz coming from nowhere and getting that winning goal with a header. But now, next game for Arsenal is against Manchester City. Well, a lot of commentators already saying maybe Liverpool will praying for Arsenal to win that game against Manchester City. That means Arsenal will have 67 points. Manchester City to remain in the third spot, while Liverpool will play Brighton and Hove Albion, and playing against a team that is 8th on the Premier League log and with inconsistent results. But here, with the way things are, Arsenal has scored more goals than any team in the top 4 positions. The Arsenal scored 70 goals this season, conceding 24. Liverpool has conceded 26 and scored 65. Manchester City scoring 63, conceding 28. And if you look at the way things are in the top 3, Manchester City has conceded more than Liverpool and Arsenal. That's the way things are. But maybe one word for Kai Havertz, maybe one word for Arsenal, or one word for Arteta. However, let's talk about what happened between Liverpool and Manchester City. Some saying that Manchester City robbed Liverpool. For Jurgen Klopp saying that, well, that there could have been another penalty for Liverpool in that game over the weekend. But for Pep Guardiola, was more of praises for his team. But first, let's listen to Arteta giving a thumbs up to Arsenal getting a strong victory over Brentford.
We felt great. Obviously, we have to dig in and earn the right to win it. But I'm really pleased with the performance, with the maturity, emotional control that we showed, how we overcome difficulties. And you want to be out there, you're going to have to win this type of games. And the team showed that it has the tools and especially determination and the belief to do so.
Okay, checking our Facebook page this morning, Jalasha Harry saying the rivalry between Pep and Klopp still continue. You should expect that, right? Ayuba Oluwasho Sheikh is saying good morning to you. But talking about the rivalry between Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp, but remember, this is the last season for Jurgen Klopp. We don't know if he's going to take over the job right there in Germany, at the national team, at the Bayern Munich. Still looking at what may happen. And for Pep Guardiola, well, it's just to announce when he'll be leaving in England. Maybe these two managers will still face off again. We don't know where. We don't know when. Maybe they still face off either in Europe or a national team management. For Pep Guardiola, he praised his team despite the draw over Liverpool.
Otherwise, no chance. And we try it, because I know we talk just about that. Is keep the ball, keep it, and provoke falls, or keep it. But sometimes you can because they are really good. It's the best team I ever seen in the high pressing and in all the process. So in Etihad Stadium, we were able to do it in the last two games. We were magnificent with our results, but winning and draw this season. But we played really good. He is completely different. We play in Anfield, so the fact that the environment is a reality and the players know it, I know it, and the opponents know it. But when we are able to do it, we never try to forget to play. That is what I like it. Never try, knowing that sometimes it's difficult.
Okay, for Pep Guardiola praising his team, but let's wait to see if this team can usurp Arsenal from the top of the log in the English Premier League. But a quick rundown of other matches scheduled for tonight in Europe. In England, Chelsea will take on Newcastle United at the Stamford Bridge. Lazio to take on Udinese tonight. I told you earlier, Almeria to take on Sevilla right there in the Spanish La Liga. Well, this is where we drop the anchor on the show and come back tomorrow morning to get you more updates. But remember, this evening is going to be extra time where we talk everything football. But in the meantime, we'll move to the other side of the show where we look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers. Same as the Basbos over the weekend. Talking politics, current affairs from the Daily's Corner. My name is OLADAPO Kunubi. Do not move a muscle. Good morning, Ibadan.
People they ask me, say, what did they make me shine? What did they give me joy like this? Where are they jump and shout? People they wonder why I still they smile. In this crazy, crazy times, nothing to touch my side. When I try to they fix them, when I've been trying to they run them, you know walk for me. When I try to help myself, I realize it no be by sense. Now he might drop and for God I know. Because nothing is fine for God I know. 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 If you give a me go, keep up. If you spoil a me go, fix up. People they ask me say, what did they give me vibes? Where have they get this energy? When did they fall apart? People they wonder how I still they smile. Through this dark and lonely night, my light is still the shine. I take my problem, leave out for God, and you want with us, me that day I drop out. That's all I do, I know. I take my problem, leave out for God, and you want with us, me that day I drop out. I leave out for God, I know. Because nothing is fine. Nothing is fine for God, I know. And nothing is fine for God, I know. Nothing is fine for God, I know. If you give a me go, keep up. And if you don't spoil a me go, fix up.
FM. Keep it locked. 93.9 FM. Keep it locked.
All right, 9:32 on Solutions 939 FM. My name is Adedamola Lafenwa. It's so good to be back this beautiful Monday morning. I like to call it the Money Making Monday. And having gone through a very wonderful weekend. I don't know how Dapo spent his own weekend, but mine was very, very... You know, I had a very hectic week last week, so I had to relax over the weekend, and I think I had enough rest yesterday.
Well, I had a great weekend, most especially with, Anthony Joshua.
Okay,
Yes, winning his bout against Ngannou. Won, and one of my favorites in tennis, that is Carlo Alcaraz, progressing right there.
And talking about boxing, I read something yesterday, and I think it's a good thing to pursue boxing as a career, because I heard that guy that Anthony beat.
Yeah, Ngannou, Francis Ngannou.
I read somewhere that he's getting 32 billion naira, the equivalent of naira, in dollars. And I was like, I mean, you got beaten, and you're still going on with that huge amount of money.
Before you go into a bout, there's always, you have a negotiation.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So you look at it. If made a punch your face, you know how much we go enter your pocket. That is one. Two, in every game, if money is not involved, then it's not sport.
Definitely.
You look at when Floyd Mayweather came out of retirement, the only thing that brought Floyd Mayweather out of retirement was money.
Definitely.
He had a bout with Manny Pacquiao, that was more than twice. I think maybe twice, right? Yeah. And it was because of money. Manny Pacquiao himself is a politician, and he knows what is happening in Philippines. And if he makes the money from boxing, win or lose, you make the money, and he takes the money back to Philippines to help people right there in the country. So it is more of, okay, how much am I making? If you look at the guys in football, people really say, why do you go to Saudi Arabia? It's because of the money.
Definitely.
And talking about the breakdown of Francis Ngannou, the money he made in the last two bouts, he has made more money than the fights he has had in UFC for over 7 years.
You can imagine.
So it shows that there's money in boxing. And another angle I want you to look at it from is, it depends on your opponent.
Okay, yes. The larger your opponent,
the bigger your opponent, the bigger the pay.
Okay.
I mean, if you're saying you want to fight the likes of Floyd Mayweather, you want to fight the likes of
I think you have to
Fury.
school me more on that.
Okay,
maybe after the program. Maybe I might be thinking of choosing a career in boxing. I might not go to the
Anthony Laffy, please don't go into boxing. If you're not smart enough, I mean, even sports, if you're not smart enough, you're not good enough. Just look at the sport you're good at. I mean, look at Nigerian wrestlers. The female wrestlers got 7 gold medals for Nigeria yesterday. I mean, I think 6. And if you look at that, there was a promise made by the coach. Yes, when the tournament was about starting, because there's this confidence he has in the female wrestlers. But you look at other games, Nigeria is, I mean, we lost our first game in football. But the thing is, look at what you are good at and let that make money for you. I mean, you're good at Orin Agba, you are good at other things in media, right? As an MC, yes, you collect your cash. That is why an Anthony Joshua will not go on the stage to say he wants to anchor an event or runs newspaper review.
Okay, that was actually on a lighter note. Well, but there is money in boxing. There is big money.
There's money in football.
Okay. Let's go to the business of the day. I have the Vanguard and the Nigerian Tribune newspapers with me this morning. And I heard you talking about basketballs.
Yes.
There was a basketball.
The basketballs was between Fubara and
Senate President.
Yeah, the Senate President. And if you look at, I feel, one, maybe most of the politicians don't understand the environment they are while talking.
That is it. I think that was really uncalled for. Talking about the response of
the Senate President.
Senate President, it was really, really uncalled for.
Uncalled for, one. Then maybe also showing us what politicians really want. Okay. It is not really about the people. They want power. They want money. They just want to be there because if you look at the Senate president, look at how he was also elected into office. How he became the Senate president. 2, 3. You look at what he said, where Sheyi Makinde even countered him. I mean, it shows that this man is more interested in the power and not information and how to help people. I mean, a lot of goofs made by the Senate president.
And it's believed in some quarters that he makes lots of unguarded statements. Talking about the email, you remember the email?
Yes,
the prayers.
that was the first. That was the first goof by the Senate president. Before talking other things. But let's move on the show this morning. I have made the Punch and the Nation newspapers here as we look at some of the major headlines. And for our Muslim brothers and sisters, the Ramadan is it Ramadan Kareem now? Ramadan Kareem. It is day 1. We're fasting together.
Okay, starting from that note, on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Muslims begin Ramadan fast today. NAS padded 2024 budget by 1.2 trillion naira, not Tinubu presidency. That story is found on page 8. And moving away from that, Edo Guba, how Edo South leaders Obaseke Igodalo agreed on PDP running mate. Page 23. We can't continue. Okay, let me take it from the beginning. State of the nation. We can't continue like this. Professor Okonkwo. And to the biggest story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this Monday morning, businesses suffocating as energy costs shoot skywards. There are lots of riders under that which I would like to skip for now. Hunger. If FG fails to secure farmers, food prices will remain high. Farkan. That story is found on page 5. Fresh suit against court to deregister Labour Party bar candidates. That story is found on page 8. My husband won't be distracted by current challenges. Oluremi Tinubu reassures. That story is found on page 8. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Vanguard newspaper this beautiful Monday morning.
All right, now going straight to the Punch newspaper this morning, March 11, 2024. And the cap headlines here say, Tinubu launches Student Loan Thursday. Foreign scholars seek inclusion. Only foreign borrowing can save Naira. Clear CBN debt. EIU. Naira devaluation fueling massive regional export. Governors. I look at the banner headline this morning from the Punch newspaper. Schools in 40 states. SCT risk attacks, says FG. 2 riders to that headline. Adamawa, Bochi, Borno, Katsina, FCT. Others affected. 465 pupils. Women in kidnappers' den. Next rider. FG receiving U.S. support to free victims. Presidency alleges a sub-regional forces behind kidnappings. I take that right there again. FG receiving U.S. support to free victims. Presidency alleges sub-regional forces behind kidnappings. That's a statement from presidency, not Mr. President himself. But if you are the chairman of ECOWAS, right, and you are giving us that statement, there should have been a solution ahead. But looking at other headlines here, you look at the front page picture coming from the Punch, from Saudi Arabia, Jerusalem, Egypt. And the headline says, Ramadan begins today. Sultan seeks prayers against insecurity, hardship. And other headlines from the Punch newspaper. Oil earnings rise by 450 billion naira in 2 months. FG. Ogun police nab 3 for murder attempt. Blackout worsens as hoodlums vandalize transmission line. This and more you can get from the Punch newspaper this morning.
Okay, moving to the Nigerian Tribune this Monday morning. Ondo 2024. Disquiet in PDP, APC over governorship primaries. Tinubu to meet stakeholders in April as Ayedatiwa Ibrahim intensified lobby. The story is found on pages 23 and 30 of the Nigerian Tribune. Customs must compensate families of Lagos Stampede victims. Falana wants further distribution done through LGs. That is on page 8. To the biggest story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, alleged budget pardon. Lawmakers set for stormy session. Senate Appropriation Committee meets, keeps mum. Presidency says Tinubu presented 27 trillion naira budget, not 25 trillion naira. Flooding, Lagos government begins enforcement of drainages right of way. BVAs can't be used for Oyo LG pole.
That's beavers, right?
Yeah, beavers, can't be used for Oyo LG pole. OISEC, page 8. NDLEA arrests 2 grandpas, uncovers illicit drug consignment in commercial bus engine. Page 26. Why Naira remains under intense pressure. Report. The story is found on page 13. Benue APC crisis gets messier. 2 chairmen emerge. Page 22. And the last one I'll be taking from the front page of the Nigerian Tribune says, we are authentic stakeholders in Ekiti, PDP, Fayoshe Group. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, to the Nation newspaper this morning, starting with the banner headline this morning. Audit report indicts NUPRC, customs for non-remittance into Federation accounts. More heads to roll, right? Banner headline, Presidency slams a senator over budget padding claim. Writer says it's divisive antics to achieve primordial ends. Right? Another writer here says 3 nuts senators kick. And look at the quotes coming from that headline. The mix-up was created by Ningi, an appropriation bill signed into an act on January 1, 2024 is 28.7 trillion naira and not 25 trillion naira as claimed by him. That's a quote. Now, looking at some other headlines, Pencom didn't give federal government 10 trillion naira loan. Agency not a bank, says DG. Disco explains blackout in Kwara or your Ogun. I don't know the last time you had power. And I think that we were discussing this 2 weeks ago, right? Okay, but there was lights in my area, like the middle of the night.
Yeah, there was yesterday.
Till I think around 5:30 a.m. But this one says 40,000 Ogun farmers get lift. Okay, and the cap headlines: the CBN screens banks' financial reports for infractions. Foreign investors pump $823 million into forex market. Pro-Shuaibu protesters seek end to impeachment move. Sultan pronounces today as first day of Ramadan month. So, this and more you can get from the Nation newspaper this morning. So let's go straight to Rivers State this morning. The battle of words between
Siminai
Fubara and Gosulak Babio, the city president. And after that, we'll be bringing in Comrade Ayodi Jadishope.
I had this question that was going through my mind. What is life all about? And this one has to do with our political class. What is all this struggle all about? You want to kill, you want to bury. What is it all about? This is a man. He's not a politician. He made his money through us, our investment. He has the world in his palm, financially. He controls even the political classes. But today, with all the power financially, couldn't control life. Is it not enough for us to ask ourselves, why are we struggling? Why are we not making impact in the life of our people? Please, political classes, let's go home with that question and be answering it in our minds and reflecting it in what we do.
Just like Governor Fubara said, what is the struggle all about? I will answer you. The struggle, we are not talking politics. In 2006, I wanted to be a deputy governor. So the then deputy governor invited me and told me that this office has no money. There is nothing in it. I don't know why you still insist on moving me from here and taking over. So a woman who went with me said, Your Excellency, then don't wait for impeachment. Just resign since there is nothing in it. And he stood up and he started punching the woman. And I told him, Your Excellency, don't punch her. She's telling the truth. There is nothing in the office. That's why I want it. Because you are too big for it. So, Your Excellency, Governor Fubara, if there is nothing in the struggle, don't struggle.
Okay, so that was what happened over the weekend, right there in Rivers State, and
at the funeral ceremony for Abat Wigwe.
All right, Comrade Ayodeji Ajishokbe, I hope we are not struggling to get in touch with you this morning, and we believe that the network will surely be positive. Good morning to you, Comrade.
Good morning to you this Monday morning.
All right, so are you also struggling for power or struggling to live as a Nigerian?
Just this morning as I was about to leave home, maybe about 6 o'clock, well, power was restored. But you have that, in the past 6-8 weeks, there are times the blackout will be for a whole week. So lack of power supply is an in thing now.
In thing, okay. Is that in thing?
I mean, if you look at the headline, I think from the Nation newspaper this morning, where we got the report that Discos explains blackout in Kwara or Your Ogun. We got that of IBDC days ago, saying that some people did not pay, and then they are just distribution companies. It depends on what they get from the generation department, then they will have to share. But if we look at this, there is high cost for petrol for people to say they want to even fill their gen. And I was watching a report last week. I think it was myself and Damola Lafenwa, where someone who's into frozen foods said that some of his products got spoiled because he doesn't have money to fill his gen to ice the product. But in this situation, do we say that the explanation coming from Disco is tenable? And how can they avoid this?
What explanation? You have not even added the transmission part of it. The transmission part of it is the start. TCN said some of the transmission line between Abuja and Katampe was attacked, and assets, critical assets, destroyed. When you add, I ask myself, who is attacking such critical infrastructure in the power sector, and to what end? And it is making it look as if this is beyond just the incompetence and inefficiencies of the Discos and the Gencos alone. Who is attacking such critical infrastructure? This is about, the one reported yesterday by TCA is the 8th one this year, attacks on its critical assets in transmitting power. And conspiracy theories are saying, look, this is beyond incompetence. It is looking like conspiracies and an attack on the infrastructure of the transmission. Conspiracy theories are seeing sabotage at play.
You said conspiracy, and some also say it may look like a personal vendetta. Why will you bring someone who's not into engineering or also into power, and bringing someone from an XTBN to be a minister of power? And some saying that maybe this is a time for more change, more heads to roll at the end of the day. Have we seen more heads rolling? Maybe also to say more problem in the power sector than other sectors.
Well, Well, power is fundamental to the economy. It is so fundamental. Look, half of Nigeria's challenges will be solved if we have solutions to the power challenges that we are confronted
Well, comrade,
with.
we keep saying if we have solutions, there seems to be no solution because we've been on this power issue for years in this country. Is there no solution to at least to nip this in the bud?
Well, somebody told me this morning that saboteurs, the beneficiaries of status quo, are the ones responsible for the attacks on the assets of Transmission Corporation of Nigeria. That they do not want a resolution because they are beneficiaries of the continued failure of TCN, GENCOs, and DISCOs.
But comrade, comrade Ayodeji Adesope, there is a story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper this morning saying that businesses suffocating as energy costs shoot skyward.
I saw it in the Vanguard.
Now, will the government or the federal government keep its fingers crossed and fold its arms while the saboteurs have a field day?
Well, for me, I will look at it from planlessness, lack of a plan. Even at best of times, as we speak, how much of power do we generate? How much is our need? You understand? How much is our need? How much at best of time is the installed capacity of the GENCOs? How much are we capable of generating? And then, when you generate, it has to be transmitted. What is the capacity of the Transmission Corporation of Nigeria? It is at best that TCN cannot effectively will more than 6,000. Even when we are generating more than that, when we go to our 8,000, they were not able to win it. They do not have healthy assets enough to wield the power that was being generated. So I think we have a serious challenge in the area of transmission. So also we can ramp up generation. That is not particularly difficult. And then we have issues with distributions too. Look, as we speak, the DISCOs are mandated to charge nothing more than 80 kobo per kilowatt. And we are told by the global prices of gas today, our power, 80% of the power that we generate is fired by gas. And when you say they must not sell more than 80 kobo per kilowatt, the real-time cost of production is about 200 naira per kilowatt. So subsidy, so all of these things is with the way to increase prices, the president said, lie, you cannot do all that. After the challenge of PMS, that we are still grappling with. So all of this is mixed together. The subsidy and power sector too is over 1 trillion. Is close to 2 trillion now per annum. So that is another challenge. The metering issue and the transmission company, or what do you call it, the DISCOs are collecting power and they are not paying. They are not paying. The GENCOs are collecting the gas and selling it, transmitting to DISCOs, and they are not paying. So those who are supplying gas said they will not supply gas again. Only a few weeks ago, the federal government decided to pay $120 million out of about over $1 billion that they owe. You understand? So it is a very complicated thing.
So,
and then the regulator too.
I mean, comrade, it shows that maybe we are in for a longer darkness
because
in Nigeria.
It is really interwoven. The entanglement is
yes.
too.
But let's move on. Let's talk about the state of security in Nigeria. If you look at the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning, schools in 14 states, FCT risk attack, says FG. And there is a rider to that headline. There are two riders. The first rider says Adamawa, Bochi, Bordu, Katsina, FCT, others affected, 465 pupils, women in kidnappers' den. Remember what happened days ago, kidnapping of over 200, people in the northern part of the country. Now, this rider says, FG receiving U.S. support to free victims. Presidency alleges sub-regional forces behind kidnappings. Now, if you're alleging sub-regional forces, who are these people? There should have been a step taken.
Now, the very first question I will pose is this. What happened to the Safe School initiative of the Jonathan administration? It died under the Buhari regime. Was it not viable? Was it not funded? Or was it just, lack of enthusiasm? So also did we have Jonathan initiative on these Almajiri schools, you see, the challenge of insecurity, somebody was telling me this morning, when we look at the configuration of Nigeria, the bulk of the issue of security and poverty challenges are located in the north. And when you hear northern leaders talk, they have been in power longer than any other part of the country. Of what benefit as the power that they have wielded as a nationality? Where is the benefit to the northern people? See the army of uneducated in the Almajiri is what you have that is terrorizing. They are very ready to in the arms of those who want to recruit them. So they are fundamental that we should address. What happened to the Safe School initiative? What happened to the school Almajiri schools? They both died in the hands of northern leaders, and it was initiated by this man that did not wear shoes. How could such initiatives that was supposed to deal with fundamental issues, of insecurity in the north, how could it have died in the hands of another president? And then for the federal government, regional powers. You see, there's no room for buck passing. We elected you to govern. There is no space for buck passing. The buck stops on the president's table. We don't take that. No.
Okay, comrade, just before we leave this particular issue, there is some quarters, it's believed in some quarters that this kind of statement coming from the federal government saying that schools in 14 states and FCT risk attacks, that should this kind of statement be coming from the president or from the federal government? Is it not showing that the federal government is kind of powerless and unable to handle this issue, for them to be announcing it that 14 schools risk attacks? 14 schools in 14 states.
Well, apparently they commissioned the report, you understand? Apparently they commissioned the report and an assessment was done. A security needs assessment was done, and that is the outcome of that report. Okay. It was leaked, you understand? It was an internal thing. And you need to do needs assessment, and then you now find solutions. That report was leaked. But that report, if leaked or not, that is the fact available in that report. It wasn't the federal government that issued that report out to the public.
But should security reports be leaked like that? Is that not incompetence on its own part? For security, something as vital like this be leaking?
Look, everywhere in the world, and anywhere in the world, including the so-called advanced democracies and whatever, of course it is human beings that compile that report. When you have vested interest and or whatever, okay, there are some agencies, there are some, tabloids in Nigeria. I remember during the days of Buhari, it was like they were reporting directly from the ESCO chambers. You understand? Meetings that were held. So these things happen. I mean, the executive will write it. The agencies will do their thing and submit individual reports, and then somebody will collate and then produce the report. The report will leak, except we don't want to leak it.
Okay. So there was a report over the weekend that came from River State, and I know you would have seen the video, same as reaction coming from River State during the Hubert Hugo's funeral ceremony, and the battle of words between Godswill Akpabio and Simi Fubara. Do we say politicians don't care about environment before opening or before attacking each other? And was there something behind the statement of Godswill Akpabio saying that Fubara, if he likes it, he should not fight for power? Was that maybe a way of hitting back at Simi Fubara and defending Inyesom Wike? Or was the word of Fubara, was it a two-edged sword, hitting at people and hitting the ruling APC?
I think what happened was that, when you are at a funeral ceremony, the reality and reality and the futility of human existence hits you with a force that demystifies power. And at that moment, when Governor Fubara was talking, it was not Governor Fubara talking. It was just a regular, normal human being that had been impacted by three coffins: father, mother, son, in one fell swoop. And of course, he's the governor of River State. He knows what Wigwe, was doing, He knows what Wigwe, how powerful Wigwe was. What he was doing all over Africa, what he was doing right there beside him in Ethiopia, what he was doing. And, and of course, was the Auditor General or Accountant General. So the man is from the financial tackles, so he knows. And he saw the futility of it all in three corpses lying before them, Wigwe, his wife, and son. And the natural man in him,
he was moved,
bows to that, was moved and bows to that. He was no longer governor, he was just a regular human being speaking. But you see, somebody was telling me this morning that our Senate president can be very flippant in his choice of words. And the occasions in which he applies them. That was simply another expression of it at that funeral. That was no place to be joking. That was no place for a joke about power. It was. There's no way. I attended many decades ago. I attended a funeral. There was an accident on Lagos about the Express Road. I think it was in the early 80s, maybe it's 182. That road was still beautiful. A father, a man, wife, and two kids died. The funeral was in Ikiri. That was the first time I was going to see my father shedding tears openly. I was just looking at him. The futility of it hit him, So that is it. But Akpabio, number 3 man, he couldn't, he did not recognize that fact.
Okay, but maybe that is also the person of Godswill Akpabio as a politician and as human as well. But now let's look at what is happening in Edo State. More drama, right? Last week there was protest, I think on Friday, yes, on Friday, and there was also shutdown in a particular local government in Edo State yesterday. More about the Deputy Governor, Philip Shuaibu's impeachment process, do we say nothing can stop his impeachment process, or the protest can halt the impeachment protest of Shuaibu?
Nothing is going to stop the impeachment of Philip Shuaibu, but Philip Shuaibu is a politician, and don't forget, he comes from the Aluta angle of politics. He has the Aluta blood running in him, and it is very, very, very important to remain visible. Unlike our own deputy governor that was, impeached and he disappeared into thin air. We never had nothing again from him. Yes. Because he lacks, not that he lacks the capacity and the capability. Shuaibu does not have the former deputy governor's resources, but what he has is going to mobilize and is going to make things as uncomfortable as possible. And that makes him valuable to opposition. That makes him an asset to be called upon at the appropriate time. So he's marketing and showing his capability and capacity. And I tell you, no matter how little, it's so easy to damage. And what does it take to damage? You buy a 50 million car and somebody gets a stick, breaks all the windscreen, breaks the headlamps, and dents the vehicle. That is all. So easy to destroy. And look at the processes of putting it together. So, but Anne is capable of a quantum of damage, and he is going to be impeached. He's certainly going to be impeached. He has gone to court, but certainly, the moment that impeachment committee is put together, the man is dead meat.
And they were able to get the required number.
More than necessary.
Okay, so talking about okay, please go ahead. Go ahead, comrade.
You said?
Go ahead. You were about making a statement.
The moment that committee is put together, he was given 7 days notice. Of course, he will not appear. He will not put up any defense. But he has gone to court to stop the impeachment. The court will not interfere in this particular one. You understand? And the moment the chief judge sets up the impeachment committee, that is the end of the matter. And there is no terms and conditions for who can be a member or who cannot be a member. You say he's a party member, he's a commissioner, he's this and that. The Constitution says impeachable offenses are what the committee deems to be impeachable. That's as simple as that.
Yes.
So the man is telling me.
Okay. All right. I mean, this is not an impeachable show, but let us just end the show here. And you will be around today, right? For
certainly.
Political
certainly.
Update.
And it is the state of our union. My guest is a chairman of one of the political parties, and is also the publicity secretary of IPAC, Inter-Party Advisory Council. He's Engineer Gbemini. So he's my guest this afternoon.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Comrade Ayodele Ajishope, for joining us on the show this morning, and hope to join you by 4 o'clock today.
By God's grace. Thank you. Have a fruitful week.
All right. And you too. Comrade Ayodele Ajishope there with his analysis. And, well, maybe there might be breaking news from Edo State very soon. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe the next few days. But hey, we have to drop the anchor here and hand over to Victory Onyedikachi. Yes, and where he will be talking about the state of health. We don't know what we will be discussing today, but it promises to be enlightening. Well, my name is OLADAPO. Going to be start the week on a positive note, and
my name is Adedamola Lafenwa, wishing you a very fruitful week. Good morning.